Hi guys, Tiffany here, and welcome to my quilting life. So it's really late at night. Well, really late for most of you. It's only 11:19 here for me. I was messing with the computer trying to get something else figured out, but I still can't figure it out, so I just figured I'd do it this way. So anyways, those of you who are new, don't forget to head down there, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell when it comes up to get notifications when I'm live. Hi, Diane. And don't forget to head down to the description below. And those of you who are subscribed, join the group. It's there. I post all sorts of stuff there, as well as you guys are all as welcome to keep posting there because I gather lots of inspiration from the things you do and all sorts of stuff. Obviously, I'm having a hard time finding my words right now. So, and if I keep looking up, that's because the camera is right here, right there, and the screen for me to see is up there, so I can say hi, Vicki. So yeah, the description is just late night. I'm up, can't sleep. I'm trying to be quiet, but it's a little hard to do. But I figured I would come in here because there's nothing else better to do when I can't sleep and don't feel like laying down at the moment, because I had an idea in my head and I was like, hey, I haven't made a triangle quilt, or I have used triangles, obviously. I just haven't made a quilt with all triangles in it. So I think I'm just going to randomly put together a triangle quilt. And behind me, I have fabrics chosen, fat quarters. I'm just using, I think there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 fat quarters and a yard of fabric. So whatever I can get out of 5 fat quarters and a yard of fabric is what I'm making. It's just meant to be for fun. It's probably just going to be a baby size. Depends. Hi, Michelle. Love you. So, yeah. I'm going to tip the camera up just to let you guys are on my ironing board. So any slight touch does the wiggling, and I can't help it. I kind of stuck it here because I've been working on some computery type stuff, which my quilting life vlog part of things, I hate computers. I hate technology. I don't understand it. It's mind-boggling how many things I just don't get. I can save a picture, quite simply. I can play a YouTube video. I can turn on Netflix from the computer. But when it comes to all this YouTube-y stuff and this button and that button and this clicking on that and this and that to make a video live stream and be able to swap cameras, I still, to the life of me, cannot figure it out. There is a dashboard for YouTube creators to do this and that. I have all the cameras set up in angles. I go to the program, but as soon as I try to hit this to go to this section right here where you guys could chat and have a live stream with me, it just doesn't work. It kicks me to some other thing and some other program to say this. And me vlogging that, letting you guys know that I freaking hate it. Seriously, hate it. No, this one I did not draw out. This is just something I was seeing triangles obviously in a row now that we're not vlogging anymore. I kind of was just like thinking triangles, you hook them together, and equilateral triangles to, let's see if you guys can see this ruler. Okay, I decided not to use this template because it's off by not really 1/8 of an inch, but almost. And I have this big, huge half hexy. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I have this half hexy, half equilateral triangle that can do all sorts of things. So I figured I'm just going to use the 4.5 inch mark on that. And if I lay this on here, even with the point, because this has the, see if I can lay it right there. This has the end piece chopped off, and these obviously don't. But if I lay it on here, it is literally, and if I put it on that 4.5 inch mark right there, you can see, can you see the other one behind it? Let's see if I can show you from the front side. If I lay it on there, can you see how much bigger it is? It's literally sticking out. I can stick my finger in. So I really want to be more accurate with what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use this big old thing after I cut some strips. So, but I can still use the half part if I need to for the rest of the idea of it. But I was just seeing a couple colors, scattering them through, lining them up like any equilateral triangle quilt where they're just built in rows. But I was seeing the ends being different, like scattered row to row. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. Yes, I have this. I used it for the half hexie side, and actually I made whole hexies by using the half hexie. And I've also used the triangle, the equilateral triangle part for pieces for another quilt that wasn't all triangle. This will be all triangle quilt. So, hi Pamela. Can't sleep, glad I'm on live. So, I know you guys, I'm going to add some stuff real quick. I know you guys have been watching, and I've gotten, I'm at 499 subscribers, guys. Probably tomorrow I'll hit 500, so yay me. I have a tumbling blocks, Diane, that I have not finished, but where was I? Now I just lost myself. I'm at 499 subscribers. What else was I going to say? Oh my goodness, I'm lost. Oh, I have a lot of feedback that I've been getting via email and other chats. You guys know that I chat in a lot of other live streamers. And I've gotten a lot of feedback as to my videos being clear, just as well as Facebook. You guys have been telling me my videos are clear when I post regular videos. Okay, so for that, I just want to say during this, since it's a late night and I can do whatever I want because I'm streaming, I use my phone. Okay, I got a new phone for my daughter. I bought it from her, so it's used, but new to me. And any video I make is actually really clear from this thing, like super clear. But the editing, I know you guys can't tell, but see my hand? It's as big as my hand. So when I'm looking at the screen and editing videos, it's really hard to do from here because the editing program is dinky. Like it shrinks it up and it doesn't let me turn it sideways to do anything. I have to do everything from up and down. So when I try to scroll the little doohickey to speed up or add sound or minus sound or do anything, it's literally barely touching. And I tried with my little I have a little pen thing that you can write on here, a stylus. I tried with that. It does not help. It kind of actually makes it worse. So the video editing part is going to take me a while to get used to, but I'm trying to get videos posted and recording all the process. I put a 64 gigabyte card in here, so I can record for hours upon hours now. And then as long as I keep posting them, you know, whatever, but the videos won't be edited perfect, just letting you guys know. So if the sound or anything like that gets messed up, it's not my fault. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I've gotten a lot of feedback as to my videos being a lot clearer, but live stream wise, this is the point I'm getting at, is going to have to be this quality because like I said, I just spent about, I don't know, Vicky's on here. She could tell you, I was talking to her from the last time I sent her a message saying I'm going to set it up and go live. That's like 30 minutes or something that I have spent playing around with this, attempting one more time. I attempted every time I go live to do these other cameras so that you guys can see better angles and so on. So yeah, that's just not going to happen right now. Hi, Lacey. Let's see. Can you turn up your volume when you're across the room? Your voice is very low, as in quiet. Right now it is. I don't know how to turn the volume up while I'm streaming, guys. I have no idea about that one. Let me turn the volume up on the computer. Maybe that might help. Oh, it's at 100%. Let's try to move this and see what happens. Can you hear me? There we go. Is the volume better? Maybe it's just your thing. If Pamela says hers is good, look, I don't know. Sorry, guys. Hi, Tanya. You love watching my videos? Why, thank you. I love making videos. I just wish this video making wasn't very hard on me. I'm a quilter, not a video maker. Although, oops, sorry for wiggling. Like I said, you guys are on my ironing board. Vlogging, I don't mind doing, but the quality it's not that great right now, and I'm very sorry for that in advance. So now, not now, but when you're sewing. Oh, well, I have this microphone, this special microphone. It takes away when I'm sewing. What it'll do is it is supposed to take loud sound and control it down so that the mono sound, the tone that's coming through my voice, stays the same. And any high pitched sounds like a sewing machine will go down. So we'll see. Hopefully that changes. But I'm going to step back here, cut some fabric up, and hopefully you guys can see me good when I'm sitting there quilting or, piecing the quilt. So if I forget to look this way, that's because I'm reading the camera up there. So the correct spelling. I don't want to mess up your name. Oh, Lacey's name? Yeah, hers is Lacey. I got that correct. My friend here in town is also named Lacey, and she spells it the same. You're a quilter, not a computer whiz. Nope, definitely not. All right, guys, so I'm in my pajamas. It's late night. Well, actually, tank tops are always my pajamas, but just letting anybody that's new watching the videos know I'm always in my pajamas. The only time I have regular clothes on is if I just got home from doing something. Other than that, I'm in my pajamas all day, every day. And I was sitting on a chair, too. So maybe if I tip it up just a little, it's going to wiggle. See, gonna wiggle. There we go. There we go, guys. Oh, and I also looked it up. I can use my cell phone for live streaming when I get to 1,000 subscribers, obviously. But there's also a program I can download. And as long as my phone is connected to a cord, which this is not the correct one, I have to buy one. But as long as this is connected to a cord, I can hook it to the computer with some stupid program. I don't know how to do it yet, but if I have the app on here and on the computer, I can also use this as my webcam, which is clearer than any other camera. So as soon as I figure that out, if I can afford it, I'll just go ahead and try that too. I'm trying things here to help you guys out to better see what I'm doing. So anyways, I'm going to start with 5 fat quarters and 1 yard exactly of fabric. Let's see what I can make with 5 fat quarters and 1 yard. Okay. And they match sort of. This is a set that matches, but I just put the blue with it because I think it looks good. I'm going to start by making sure all my fat quarters are on a line. And I am going to cut me a nice straight line all the way down, squaring them all up with my weight. And you guys know how this works. I'm going to line it up nicely. And I cut left and right-handed. You guys do not have to do that. I just do it because I don't know. And I have all 5 layers stacked. And with this nice new blade in here, I haven't had a problem. Except for right there. Just little bitty cuts. I'm not very safe, am I, guys? I don't know how many times I've cut myself, but probably millions. Hold on. Did I miss something? If you guys, I'm trying to, scroll through. Spelling, mess it up. Okay, I didn't miss anything. I quilt and sew so I can be in my PJs all the time. PJs all the way, guys. Do you have a plan on how you're going to cut the fat quarters? Yes, have any of you tried Tula pink rotary blades? No, I haven't. That'd be nice to know that there is some. Didn't know that. All right, so I'm going to start by cutting my fat quarters in 4.5 inch because I'm going to be using the 4.5 inch line on here. So I'm going to cut 4.5 inch strips on my fat quarters. So make sure you count 1, 2, 3, 4.5. That way everything is nice and flush and straight and perfect. I'm going to use my weight since it is such a long cut. So there's 1. And I'll cut another one at 4.5. Line it all up nicely. Check twice, cut once, guys. I think that's an all-around quilter rule. Oh, and you guys notice normally, okay, I have to mention this. I'm on new medicine. 100% can't stand it. It causes belching and flatulence. I'm going to say those big words so that I don't have to say the funky, funny words. But it also causes this. So if I kind of look like I've gained a few pounds, it's just because of my new medicine. So it causes my belly to absorb water so that I can have, this is a whole MS story with my belly problems, but it helps me absorb water because I wasn't absorbing water because my liver and pancreas weren't communicating with each other properly to tell my body to absorb water. So my new medicine is helping that. So I have a little gut going on. Yes, a little beer belly going on. It's kind of embarrassing. So if I burp, I'll try to cover my mouth and hide it. It just will happen, obviously. Everything else, I'm going to do my best to hide. Just letting you know that you guys get the insight of my crappy, horrible tummy problem life. So I got 1, 2, let's cut one more. I should be able to get 3 4.5 inch, but I doubt that because it's not looking like it. I mean 4. Sorry. This is the third 4.5 inch cut. The rest is probably not going to make it because it doesn't look like there's enough. I didn't think this together through thoroughly. I just kind of said, I'm going to press some fat quarters, just one little 5-piece bundle and see what happens. Oh my God, that is like the closest ever. Will it make it? Will it make it? Nope. I'm literally sort of a 1/4 inch shy there and not there. So we're going to just save these pieces for something else. So it looks like I got myself 3 cuts so far. Just 3 4.5 inch cuts. I'm going to turn it all to the side. That way I don't have to stand with my butt in your face. Now I'm going to grab my wonderful tool. If you don't have this and you have things that are similar like these, but I would prefer with these tips cut off, it kind of makes lining up anything, even diamonds and equilateral triangles at 60 degrees, at 45 degree, all those angles, having this tip gone helps lining things up. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to find my 4.5 inch triangle line. It's rope funny. I'm just going to line it up here on the 4.5 inch line, away from my selvage, which I lined all those up. And where did I do it? Oh, it's way over here. I'm going to cut this way. Take that off. Don't need that. I'm just going to put it in my, I'll use it for something else pile. So here's one little stack. And I'm going to take the ruler and chop off the ends of all of these. All these little tips. I'm just going to cut all those little tips off nicely. Just using the ruler to do it. Makes it 100% accurate. They're all going to be exactly the same. So you don't need those little confetti pieces. So I'm just going to repeat this little half, these, you can see the pretty fabric. It's florals. Okay, hold on. It's pink floral, pinker floral, with this got pink stripes to it. I don't know if you can tell. The lighting kind of sucks, but it has pink little bitty stripes. That's a coral color. That's yellow, blue with green. And that one is Paisley's, but pink with the blue outline on it. They all go together. That's Benartex fabric line. And then I'm matching it all with this sky cloud blue. You can see it's kind of cloudy. So I'm putting it all together with that. So I'm just going to make sure all these stay right sides up. And I'm just going to make a big huge stack. So turn the ruler around. And all I have to do every time now is just cut these. I'll cut all those tips off in a second, but For now, I'll just make all my cuts on all of it. I don't know how many pieces I'll get, but I'll get enough to make something. And like I said, this is just for fun. Gives me something to do. I like that I can turn the ruler around over and over. Go to bed and try to sleep. Okay, good night, Pamela. Church later on. Okay. But 6 people didn't. Yeah, don't forget thumbs up, guys. Thank you. It helps me, especially since I finally hit 499 subscribers. 500 will be sometime today. And this will be the last one I can get. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts per quarter, 4.5 inch strip. And I have 3 strips. So here's my leftover from this. I'm just going to put it in I can use it later pile. I'm going to take and cut off the rest of these while I'm right here. Let's get all these little tips off. Turn it around. Get my little tip off. Stay. That pile is done. Get these 2 guys off. Be easier if it was one ruler, get all the tips at once, but this is not. So yeah, what's everybody doing awake anyway? Just insomnia irregularities with insomnia. That's the word I was looking for. Can't sleep. Saturday night though too. A lot of people stay up late Saturday nights and have fun and go to parties. And well, we don't because we're quilters, but you know, there are some people that do. I don't even think I really ever got into that scene. I mean, I went out a couple times, but never got into the party scene. I hung out with friends at home, watched movies, likes to be lazy. I had kids too early in life to go out and party. I did too as you came in. You know, thumbs up is not the only one that's hit. I can tell, you guys probably can tell too, but I can tell how many thumbs down I get. And I surprisingly have a lot of thumbs down, and I'm pretty sure it's because of my video quality. But that shit happens. What do we cut it? Not in budget right now. We have to a pink rotary. And there's a bit of weight to it. Feels good in your hand. Oh, so you do have one. Okay, Diane. You'll have to let everyone know how it is after a while of having it. All right, next strip. I'm going to chop all these up 4.5 inches. Again, I'm just going to put that in my discard pile. Here's one. Turn it around. Cut 4.5 inches. Equal lateral triangles on this side. 2. It should line up, and if it doesn't, you just make a new cut, a new fresh cut. But I haven't had an issue yet. 4. And one more mix. One of that. Put that in my use later pile. I'm just going to move these out of the way and trim all that off in a second. Bring this last row down to me. That way I can get all this cutting done quickie. Quickie. Okay. Start with it on a line. If everything is pressed nicely, it moves around really easily. Alright, 4.5 inch line. Make sure it's not on my selvage. Make sure it's nice and straight. That over there. One pile. Yeah, I had a hankering for doing this, so I just was like, And I was asked, well, you can just do it live. And I said, okay. Just so you guys can watch me rack my brain with putting this together, because you never know. Sometimes everything, if I don't draw it out first, it usually doesn't ever come out properly. But we'll see, because this shouldn't be too hard to come out correctly, even when I didn't draw it out. I don't really have a way to draw out equilateral triangles anyway. I have graph paper, but triangles are a little bit harder on graph paper to draw. Alright, one more cut from this. Nice pretty little equilateral triangles. Start that. And I'm just gonna cut all these little tips off without the thingy. Screw it. They're just like tiny little bitty chips off. About a 1/4 inch. I say about because sometimes they're not really a 1/4 inch. As long as they're straight. Now I have a table full of confetti. Fabric confetti. It's cheating doing it this way and not lining the ruler up. Oops, I didn't cut like I wanted it. Let me check the comments in just a second. I shared last time at night and you got some new subscribers. I think others shared too. Just shared, so maybe the other night owls see it. Yes, definitely share. My live stream thingy goes on a big thing. I don't know how it works, but it shows just randomly for night things, but I don't know how to change it. My thing is on people and education or something like that. I don't know how to change it to hobbies and crafts or something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. My channel was set up like 7 years ago. It's been the same thing. I just started putting videos on it, But I have to be able to change it sooner or later. I'll figure it out. All right, let's do this one more time. So this is going to require me kind of laying it out. So I'll probably have to pick up the laptop and move it to the other edge so that we can lay something out and create rows. But I might be able to just lay it out right up here. Because I have a general idea of what I'm doing. And I'm not going to cut my other stuff yet. My yardage, because I want to make sure that I have plenty of pieces. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. So I'm like on this side, guys, for a second. I'm trying to think right now, so I'm going to just pretend this is my drawing board. So let's do that one, that one, that one, this one, and that one. Okay, so I'm going to put them in like a specific order over and over again. And I think I'm going to have to throw the blue in with it. There's no way to balance it out if I don't. I've been pressing and trimming up 4 patches to mix with all the swap blocks. Oh, for your Margaret Lowen friendship quilt swap thingy. All right, I'm going to line this up. And I'm going to cut some 4.5 inch strips from my yardage, and I'm going to cut 3. So I'm just going to mix a couple of these in. So let's go to 4.5. We're going to cut 3 strips for now of my background. So I don't want to use up all of my yardage. My ruler barely has lines on it anymore. This one at least. 3 3 4.5-inch strips. So the rest of the yardage is for more sections. Re-grab this thing. We're going to cut out some, and it doesn't matter if they're right sides together or not because they're equilateral triangles, so they're the same exact each way. So if the fabric is folded in half like this, it's not going to matter because, like I said, it's an equilateral triangle, so it should match up no matter what way you're cutting it. They're going to be the same. So we're going to line this up, turn it back around right there on my line, away from the selvage, line up that top line. Oh, don't shift ruler. Toss that. Okay, so there's one. We're going to make this work. One pile, one cut. I'm cutting on the fold. I shouldn't, but I'm going to. If I keep the fabric lined up. If it shifts ever so slightly, just press it then. Get it back the way it's supposed to be. I should get 2 more. That gives me enough to go in between every single block to blend. And 1 more. I'm trying to blend the colors through the whole thing. 6. Trim off all these little pieces, even though I just threw some. Okay. There we go. More confetti. Won't be doing the new one starting soon. You have to get your UFOs done. Yeah, I have a lot to do. I'm going to be quilting a whole heck of a lot throughout this winter, for sure. All right, so we're going to put one here. Obviously, my pieces are wrinkled because it was on the fold, but I don't care about that. So let's lay some of this out. I know you guys can't see well from there. See if I can't scoot this whole thing forward. Oh my goodness. Turn. So I'm laying them out up, down, you know, just like any other triangles. I know you guys can see that. All right, and then I'm going to do it all over again. Except I'm going to choose a different order. And then I'll put blue again. Bam. I can't even tell if it's right side or wrong side. Let's just leave it there. Okay. So let's do another row. Except now I will start with the blue. And I'll just do a totally different order again. I'll show you guys in a second what I'm doing. I'm going to lay some flat ones in so it's easier to tell what I'm doing here. I could add more though. Okay. So let me, I don't know how I'm going to do this to show you guys. I can't reach that far. We're just going to do it from the floor. On a portable mat. That way I can just sit down on the floor. Ready, guys? We're going to take a trip to the floor. Hubby isn't allowed in your sewing room. Hi, damn it, Janet. I should just say Janet. I keep forgetting. All right, so I'm going to take it to the floor, guys. Make this easier so you can see what I'm doing. That way I can sit down. That was row 1. And this was row 2. I can't see the comments from down here very well, but we're just going to sit down here. So let me put row 1 back together. So I had it up. I'm just going to randomly put them in order except for the light piece. So there's a light color in it. I'm going to have that at the same position every time. And the blues, obviously, the same. I don't have my iron on either, too. We're going to have some fun with this. So I'll move it around. And you guys will get the general idea of what I'm doing in a few minutes. And with that. And then row 2 was this pile. So I started with 1. There. And I'm also going to be making the end pieces. They'll be there, obviously. This is what happens when I get bored, guys. Alright, next row. See, I want them to stagger. You see where I'm going here? Because I'm going to start each row off with a long strip of color, okay, of my blue background color. That's why I needed the extra yardage, and I'm going to run out probably. But I'm going to start it off with a little bit on each end so it'll be longer, and then the triangles will be in there, if that makes any sense. They'll just be laying nicely in a random order every time, except for the blue. Ooh, all these bent pieces gets thrown in. So some will have to start and end with the blue, but I'll add more to it. Remind you when we get this month's back. What are we talking about? Unfinished objects? Yeah. It's going to be a baby quilt. Yeah, this will just be a small little something. Very small. It's not going to be very big. Alright, again, I'm going to start with this. And then it's going to obviously move over because the ends are going to be different. So it's going to shift. except for these blues. They should kind of make their way through. It's not very many rows, so it's very small. And all these, like I said, they're going to start and end with the blue. So it'll keep growing over. I'm not going to use all of them, but I want you to see what they look like inserted in there. So let's go to the next row. That shabby chic nut, shabby chic nut cottage. Took me a minute. Definitely scream. Oh, I was wondering what you were saying. Yes, they're very shabby chic. Normally I'm bright and cheery, funky, but sometimes I do dull things down. You know that. It's not all the time, but it happens. It happens. And I'll show you how the whole thing goes together. I mean, some people don't know how to even assemble diamonds. So if it doesn't get done tonight, if no sewing gets done tonight, it will get done tomorrow. Oops, I dropped the middle one. Duh. Brain fart. Okay. See, some will get more than one because the end length will be different on each side when I make the half pieces. So that they'll be like, I don't know. So this one can even start that way because it's getting 2 sets per row. So it's not very big. But it's bigger than I thought it would be for how much yardage I'm using. Just 5 fat quarters and 1 yard of fabric. I'm seeing what I can make. Again, 5 fat quarters and 1 yard of fabric. And this is what I'm making so far. So it's not much fabric. And I probably cut more blue triangles than I needed, but I will use them on the outer parts. And it's a little Benertex fat quarter bundle. And again, I'm mixing all these up. They're not the same each time. So that way they kind of blend. But I really, really, really wanted to make a diamond or a triangle quilt. Hold on. That's going to go that way. Hold on. Let's put these here first. Start it on this, that far over. There we go. That's what I'm thinking. That way it shifts it a little. Oh, this is looking so cute. I'm liking it. Oh, that shifted way too far. I have to pull it down some. Pull it down. See, what's cool about these is you just flip them once and everything goes back in the way it was. more the way it should be. Look at that. So let's start, let's see, 2 for this row and 2 for the last row. So yeah, this is a very small quilt. I mean, not very, very small, but small enough. Trying to make it to where these pieces just topple through. I don't want them touching end to end. You see what I mean? Like these two shouldn't be touching. I wanted them to scatter, so I'll have to adjust that. They're all different ways though. Hoping you guys see this general idea here. All right, one more row. Okay, almost done. Okay. I think it's cute. The end pieces I'll figure out when I get to it to know the size that I need to cut for everything, you know? So I'll just throw these here so you can see how it's supposed to lay. All right. Can you see that? From here, I need to change. Oops. Stay. You can see the blue that I need to flip. So this row would have needed to come this way some, like that. There we go. Okay. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Wow. 2 more, then we're going to start a new project. All right, guys. So you can see that they look right. They look scattered. Yes. Okay. And then, okay. So I'm going to explain while it's down here on the floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut from the yardage. I will cut a piece that starts with this angle and is such and such length long. So I'll assemble the rows like this. I'll assemble all the rows together, and then I'll make sure that I know where everything is going to start, and all the rows will start with one of these, and then that last piece will be that angle that I need to cut. Say this one needs to be 3 inches, this one needs to be 5. I won't even attach them until I know that they're going to line up, if that makes any sense. I'm hoping it does. Yes, these are from 4.5. 5 different fat quarters, 5 fat quarter colors, and a yard of fabric. That is all I'm going to use, and it has to work. So far it's working. So now I just need to attach the rows. So every row will start and end. And then the new angle will be this from the 4.5-inch strip. This side will say need 4 inches. That side will need 3. That way they all still align at these junctions, because I want these junctions to still match up when I'm sewing the rows, because I don't want it to be wonky, Right now, just laid out, it is, where's my measuring tape? There it is. One row, how about this? One row is 38 inches, and all the rows together is 41. Okay, hold on a second. 41 minus, it's 41, 40, 39, 38. So it'd be 37 by whatever the length is, plus maybe like a white border or something. I don't know. So it'd be like 30 something, 36 by 42 maybe at the most when it's finished. So that's not bad. It's a little baby size, baby size. And I've made smaller, so yeah. So let me turn this camera back up, guys. I have most of this darn thing laying on a cutting mat so that I can just pick up the cutting board and lay it here. I'm probably not going to do any cutting right now. I think I'm just going to start this tomorrow, the sewing of it together. That way I can bring the camera close and sew without being so loud, because I don't want to wake anybody. So let's just chit chat for a second, and then chit chat for a second and see what I missed and what I haven't missed. So that's going to be my diamond quilt. So you guys get a sneak peek of what I'm starting. All the pieces are together, laid out. All I have to do is pick it up, what's on the cutting mat at least, pick it up carefully and move it to the table. And that way I could just start sewing. But also tomorrow, you'll be on tonight, probably on or around 5 p.m. Arizona time. That is the time that I go on Sundays, is around 5. And yes, I'll be on Margaret's if I'm awake. Sometimes if I don't go to sleep until like 6 or 7 in the morning, I'm not usually up till at least 10, or at least out of bed, if that makes any sense. I know you guys think that I never sleep, but I do sleep sometimes, 2 hours here, 3 hours here, but never more than 3, unfortunately, and it sucks so bad. So the machine is loud when you yeah, and I don't want the kids to wake up, because there's a baby on the other side of that wall, and then the other baby is in my room, so I don't want to wake anybody, and Scott's on the other side of that wall. Oh, I can show you. I was digging through all, okay, you guys seen my storage and organization. I moved some things around because I needed more room. Well, I have some boxes that I keep lined up under that long dresser that the computer and TV and everything is usually sitting on. That's this way. You guys have seen it. It was like a TV stand or something. Well, underneath it, I had a box of fabric that came from Cyrus's teacher. I guess during the school year, at the time when he was in elementary school, because this was when he was in elementary school, and now he's in high school, so it's been a while. She had given me some panels that she had hung up in the class, as well as she had fabric that she used for, I don't know what kind of theme or something, maybe a jungle theme. And then there was also lots of space fabric. So there was these stars, but this was turned into a curtain. So she must have had this hanging in the classroom. So it needs to be washed. And I'm just going to chop away the curtain part, because it's not sewn very good. Ow. Probably as good as I would sew a curtain. And yeah, I'm going to sew it. I'm going to wash it first, since it is not raw edges right now. And you can tell it's been hanging up. But yeah, I got 2 curtain panels, and I'm going to chop them up into 10-inch squares, I think. And then there was some space fabric that I put away. And then there is, hold on, I'm going to take you around real quick, carefully. So So this is the shelf I'm talking about, but look at right there. I hung the panel up because I just thought it was so cool. Isn't that so awesome? It has a, she must have glued it down because around the edge it looks like it's finished, which it is. It's just glued with some kind of school glue or something, and it wasn't stitched or anything. She just folded the edge over it and hung it on the wall. So I hung it to look like my grandma's old house. She had a tapestry that was on the wall that looked just like that. So let me turn this back around. And there wasn't just one of those in the box. There is another. There's a second one. So, and it's kind of crooked. You can see at the edge, like it was a really lousy cut. So it's not going to line up right, but I'm just going to quilt it anyway. And add, well, I'm going to add a border. I'll cut it out probably down to this line right here. And then add a border of some sort. And yeah, and then I already cut up, there was this really cute leaf fabric. I cut it out of what that was there, and it was funky cuts. I cut out 84 5-inch squares from it, and then a couple 2.5-inch squares from the oddball ends that were on it. And yeah, I filled up some more stuff in my tubs. And I cleaned up my fat quarter tubs. They're everywhere. And my basket, ready? You guys remember, it was full. That's all that's left. So I've been keeping myself busy, quiet at night while the girls are here. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yep, second one. And yes, yay for free fabric. You and Scott could be Tarzan and Jane for Halloween. Nope, no. I like the jungle theme and all, but I don't dress up for Halloween. I mean, I did last year because we went to a Halloween party, but it was just long enough to go to the Halloween party. I'm not a Halloween type girl. Hate to say it. I'll go out, obviously, but with the kids to trick or treat, which is not much anymore because my youngest is 14, so there's no more of that. And all we have is the girls, but the last 2 Halloweens we just kind of went with them and their parents. So yeah, I don't do that. Anyway, well, you guys get to see tonight what I will be working on tomorrow. I will be still doing the 25 patch blocks. Those are going to be just regular videos for now, and whatever I can sneak in with live ones. But I think the quality of the camera and the filming, if I do 2 blocks of video, you guys can follow along with those easier than live stream. So I'm going to stick with the 25 patch blocks for regular video footage. Other than that, tomorrow I'll sew these triangles together. And love Halloween, but don't dress up. Yeah, there's no point. I don't know. I'm over it. Plus, we live in the hot desert. Nobody trick-or-treats door to door here. They have a big event that they set up on Main Street, and that's all they do. Oh, did everybody get to see my most recent Got Bored quilt in the group? I will show that during this live stream in case some of you are not in the group. So give me a second to grab it. So for those of you who haven't joined the group, this is my I Got Bored project. I had this pink fabric that's on the border, and I didn't know what to do with it. So it's a lap quilt, obviously. And it's all pinks. I'll bring it real close so that you guys can see the fabrics in it. Isn't that just so adorable? It's called Girl Power. Just another one of my random. So it has the border fabric I did in some blocks because I didn't have enough blocks. I only had 21 what was 10-inch squares. So it's polka dots and flowers and strawberries and more polka dots and butterflies And with this whole stripe theme, it made it look all the more awesomer. You like my word, awesomer? So I had 21 10-inch squares, and I cut the stripe yardage, and then I had 4 yards of this, but I didn't use it all. I'm going to try to use the rest in the back. But I was like, what am I supposed to do with 21 was 10-inch squares? They were like 9.5 wonky. So I was like, well, I have this block I designed for CJ to make a quilt. Yes, he was supposed to make a quilt, but it hasn't happened yet. And I designed an easy, simple block for him. And he says, well, I don't know what that looks like. It does not look right on paper. So how about mommy makes it? And you can see if you like it. And he goes, after I made it, he says, but you made it in pink. How am I supposed to know what my colors are going to look like? Typical teenager, right? So, I mean, I convinced him to make a quilt at least. We just have to get to doing it. So, all right. But yeah, I have that. I made that yesterday because I was bored. Well, I mean, off and on yesterday. I spent probably, I don't know, 5 hours off and on. But I'm quick. So don't freak out if you can't do something like this in 5 hours. I'm just, I guess, an over ecstatic sewer, and I'd like to get things done. I just keep going, trying to fold it back up and put it back on the hanger. So anyway, all right, guys, what did you trim the squares down to? They were trimmed down to 9.5. That's what I was able to get them down to get this, to make my pattern work, because the little square things I made is from a 9.5-inch block anyway. It's for those random pieces that you have left over, and I have a lot of fabric samples that you guys know of. So, and a lot of them are around that size. So I just figured 9.5 would be best, because I can never get 10 inches from a fabric sample ever. It would be nice to get a 10-inch square from a fabric sample, but I can't. So he just wants to sew everything end to end. I said, okay, then we will, we'll see. We'll see. I really want him to at least chop the fabric up and do something with it. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let everyone get to bed. I will be on sometime Arizona time after 5 p.m. because that's when the girls go home. And if I could get on earlier, if they go home earlier, then it'll be earlier. But most likely sometime after 5 p.m. Other than that, I will see you guys all tomorrow. I hope I catch you all. Thank you for joining. And don't forget, if you're new, subscribe, like my videos, share my videos. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.